We're live. All right. Should we start talking, Sean?
You can start talking.
Outstanding.
Claire says we should talk.
Yes.
We should talk.
So thank you for joining us again on YouTube Live. Is that what this is called, by the way? It's called YouTube Live now.
Just branded it.
We did. YouTube should probably send us some money for that trademark. I'm going to file it. I'm going to ask Vivek.
You're going to file it?
Vivek is our trademark attorney. I'm going to say, Vivek, I'd like to trademark YouTube Live.
It's a strong name.
Vivek or YouTube Live?
Both. I like Vivek.
It is a good name.
Yeah.
And he's fast. Like yesterday, we were going to get rid of a trademark that we had hanging out there because it costs money to keep them in the queue. And to make a long story short, Ken Andruko dropped on me. He's like, you should do this thing. And I'm like, I have a perfect name for that. And we have a trademark pending on it that I just told the lawyer to let hang. Send him an email. 1 minute later, he's like, no problem. We just filed the extension.
We like that.
It was really good.
Yeah.
Really good. So today, what we're going to be doing is talking to you about how to provide the client with what the client needs instead of providing the client with what fits their budget or what they're willing to do to join your gym. Larry and I are going to go into some talk about how we believe that's best done. And then we're going to bring Chase Tolleson on, who is a ProPath gym owner who has done it right. He has done everything that we've asked him to do and even made some of his own iterations on it to make it better. And we've taken some of what he's done and applied it to other gyms. So Chase, we can talk about that when you come on. Remember, if you like this kind of stuff, make sure you're subscribed to our YouTube channel. You can follow Larry_the_human on Instagram, Dr. Sean Pastuch on Instagram, Active Life Professional, Active Life RX. That's all the places that you're going to find us. And of course, activelifeprofessional.com is the mothership website of our company. So can you think back to a time, I have a time for you, actually, I'll just cue it up for you. Your client, Mike, who was a one-on-one client of yours, who ultimately, when it became clear to you that he needed a service that you were unable to provide him on a regular basis and you sent him out to somebody else. Tell me about that, please, so that people can know what we're talking about with meeting people where they need to be met.
So this is a guy, for those of you who don't know, who was like wheelchair bound by his surgeons, and a few years later was doing whatever he wanted to do.
From a car accident, yes?
Motorcycle accident. It would be easier to tell you all the things that he did not break. And after working one-on-one for 2 years, he's sprinting, doing all the things he wanted to do. Great. One-on-one, 100% the right prescription for that there. There's no way someone who was told they're never going to walk again is going to sprint going to group class. Maybe, but they're going to be, I don't know, it's going to be hard.
10 years?
Yeah. One-on-one is a really good way to accelerate that, to be more precise, to make sure that it's perfect for that person so they can get exactly what they need. We did a lot of one-on-one. It got to a point where he wanted more. He wanted to do more. He wanted to learn more. He wanted to grow as a person and enjoy aspects of what he could do with his body that I couldn't provide him. And he has a friend who's a CrossFit gym owner. And
Oh, he was friends with him first. I didn't know that.
I don't know, acquaintances is a better word for it, but he had known him. And he asked me, he was like, hey, I've been thinking about joining CrossFit. What do you think? And I was like, I'm okay with it, but there are a lot of considerations because you're a very specially shaped snowflake. not in the derogatory sense of the word.
There's a derogatory sense to being a snowflake?
We'll talk about it another time.
Okay.
So, so I told him, I love it. These are the top 5 considerations for you if you're going to be going into group class. And I think that if you respect these guidelines and as per what feels okay for you, you move forward and your coaches are all aware of this and how to adjust for this, this, and this as it comes up. I think it's a phenomenal idea. And now he was seeing me once a week, maybe twice. Now he fitnesses 4 or 5 times a week. He's making more progress faster, safely. And I could never provide him that environment or that experience as a one-on-one coach.
Right, and I think it's amazing that at the point in which you recognize that you're no longer necessarily the only or the best person who can provide him with the service he needs because of the consistency with which he wants to exercise, and you can't meet him there that many times. You told him, yeah, go ahead and do this other thing. I think he's actually a member of Hollywood now too.
Yeah.
I saw him in there.
Well, he wants big arms no matter what.
Big arms no matter what?
Yeah.
Well, we were talking about this on Instagram the other day. Chicks dig big arms.
Do they?
I don't know.
Is that a fact?
I don't know. I'm just going to go ahead and assume they do.
I'm glad I got a girlfriend, so I don't got to worry about that.
I got a wife. and 3 daughters.
Do they all like your big arms?
I don't have big arms. So I guess
Is that why you have a hard time with
I
kids?
overcame it with sales skills. I overcame it with sales skills to my
So
wife.
chicks take big arms unless you're really good at something else.
No, I think it would have been an easier sale if I was more attractive. You follow?
Yeah.
And what's more productive or what's more functional than reproduction? Nothing. So bicep curls are therefore potentially one of the most functional exercises in the world.
So yeah, I told him that he should go to the gym because he didn't need just one-on-one anymore.
Perfect. And what was it? Do you know anything about Jeff, who runs the gym he joined, that made you feel comfortable?
No,
about
I've
it?
just heard that you respect him as a person and a gym owner, and I didn't know anything about that.
Got it. Okay. Well, yeah. So the thing about the gym that he ended up joining that I think makes it an especially responsible choice for him, and they're not our client, is that the ownership there really takes pride in providing a high level of service for the client. It's not the level of service in the process that we would prescribe. And still, it is a high level of service that the owner takes pride in making sure that the members are all taken care of in a very meaningful way. And I think that that's a big deal.
That is a big deal.
So what I want to do, Sean, are we ready to bring Chase in or not yet?
Oh, we got Chase on the line.
We got Chase on the line.
Chase is on the line.
So Chase is a gym owner in, I don't know if the town, is it Algonquin?
You want him on?
Yeah, let's bring him on.
You want him on?
Bring him on.
You
Bring
want
him
him
on.
on?
Bring him on. Chase, is it Algonquin? Is that the name of the town you're in Illinois?
Yes, sir. Algonquin, Illinois.
So Chase is in Algonquin, Illinois, which is a suburb of Chicago. And a year and a half ago, when you started working with us, you were running a traditional CrossFit gym, or was it a little bit different than that?
Traditional CrossFit gym with a small individual design program, trying to figure out how to make that work for people who wanted the group aspect as well.
How were you doing it then? I would love to hear what you were doing then.
We had people who were happy doing individual design, and then we had the people who were in the group class wondering why the people who are in individual design get to do that cool thing or this cool thing, and still wanting to be in group class, so not go buying into standalone individual design.
Right. And you decided to make the full model flip right in the middle of COVID.
I phrase it as we stuck ourselves in the femoral artery in order to rebuild.
Can you?
You would say it exactly like that.
Yes.
Wow.
Can you go into more depth about what you're talking about there?
Yeah, so coming out of the shelter in place in Illinois here last June, we in the middle of the shelter in place, backtrack, we started providing our clients, every one of them who was a group member, with customized front half of class strength work. Specific to their goals. Of course, we hadn't had the chance to run every single one of them through a movement assessment yet. We did that when we got back from the shelter in place. And through June, we gave it to everybody at that rate. We said, hey, this is what we're going to move to. We appreciate you sticking with us. Take it here at the group rate. And we had a good amount stick around through July, and we are steamrolling now.
So wait, so when you say they got at the group rate, what was the group rate?
159.
So they got a taste of the new class model for $159.
Yes.
For how long?
For 1 month.
And then what did they switch to the next month?
Rate wise?
Everything wise. Well, they switched. The model didn't change because they were already in it. So what changed about the rate?
The rate went to $255 at first for the members, and that was without a one-on-one. Full transparency, this program works a lot better when their coach gets to meet with them one-on-one each month. So then members have moved to there. Our rates for new members coming in are $399 a month right now.
$399 a month. Did the members who came from the old model, are they still $255? What are they at now?
Yes. And you and I talked about this back then. Chase has a big heart. So Chase said he would honor that rate for 12 months.
Okay.
And being a man of my word, we're doing that.
And that doesn't include a one-on-one training session.
It does not.
So if they want to add the one-on-one training session, what does their rate go to?
$349.
Okay. And then at the end of 12 months, so July of this year, they will go to the full $399 and they'll get this session no matter what. Is that right?
Yes.
What?
yes, then we're having those fun talks, and yep.
Yeah, perfect. Well, but what has your churn been like since you raised their price by $100 a month?
Oh man, much less.
Whoa.
And I would have come in with those numbers prepared for you. I haven't compared them from a year ago to today. Rough estimate, we are around 6% right now,
Okay.
and we were at 10 to 12.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. Another thing that I think that you do really well that I would love for you to share with people who are watching is you empower your staff to have meaningful responsibilities in the success of the business, such that it could be argued that you've given them enough autonomy that for you to jump back in and do the jobs that they're doing would be a pretty heavy lift. What are the jobs that you're having your staff do, and what gave you the confidence that your staff could do that? Because I think a big problem that a lot of gym owners have is they fear the ability to give their staff member so much responsibility that they become really important in the business. And you've done that really, really well.
I lost staff members throughout the years because I was unwilling to accept the fact that they're perfectly capable of handling stuff besides telling someone how to squat. So that lesson learned, having my staff grow into things like operations, in charge of our Instagram and our Facebook and the marketing efforts, creating business-to-business relationships, moving in. We have one guy moving into the head coach role right now. It's extremely empowering to them, and it gets them on board with the gym's mission and vision more so than, no, I'm going to work, I'm going home.
What is the mission and vision?
You're catching me with my pants down, because to recite it verbatim, I would need to check.
You don't need to recite it verbatim. Just I want, like, when people ask me what is the definition of term pro that Larry wrote, I'm like, let me grab my phone. My own personal mission statement. Let me grab my phone, because I don't want to misuse the words. But what is the vision of the direction of the business?
The vision is, my vision for the business includes the coaches, that there are coaches here with autonomy and full careers that provide them with the freedom to execute their life how they want. And they do that by giving our members the freedom that they want, freedom through their body and through their lifestyle to be able to do what they want when they ask something of their body.
Something that I've admired about you is that you seem to be the kind of person who is always not only welcoming, but seeking coaching from a variety of sources. So while you're working with us, you also enrolled in, if I'm not mistaken, the Lifted program with
Yes.
Mark England. And did you enroll with Wendell, with John Swanson as well?
Yes.
Okay. Can you talk about how working with multiple different coaches allows you to bring forward the best, most valuable version of yourself that supports what your staff is trying to do?
Yeah, I mean, anytime you get dogmatic about anything, business, fitness, personal development, you're going to get in this rut. Like, Active Life Pro Path is valuable, and I think any gym that has the chops should be doing it. That being said, there are other holes in Chase's game that I knew were to be filled with other tools. You don't bring a hammer to try and drive a screw in unless you're an ape.
So what would you say is the most valuable thing that you pulled out of those three different educations that you're a part of?
Definitely.
Meaning not asking like which of the three is most valuable. What's the most valuable thing you pulled out of Active Life? What's the most valuable thing you pulled out of Enlifted? What's the most valuable thing you pulled out of Wendell?
I follow. Most valuable thing in Active Life is creating careers for my coaches. Creating a gym where they have careers to the point where I'm able to step away and build my own program. Enlifted got me out of my own way and gave me a massive skill set in getting people out of their own way. And then Wendell gives me the tools and tactics to create something for myself besides the gym.
I would say that it was noticeable for me. I'm not sure how often you interact with Chase in ProPath. It was noticeable for me when you were in the middle of Enlifted. Your demeanor changed and you became a different kind of leader, which I thought was really cool to see.
I appreciate that. Yes, I am fully bought into that program. As much as I am bought into ProPath, I'm here for a second year, and I am in the Enlifted Level 3, which is a 6-month course right now. It's the demeanor. It's untangling the stories in your head and the cobwebs in there, so you can focus on where you want to go.
Abracadabra.
Abracadabra. With my word, I create.
That's right. Did you know that? You're a linguist.
What?
That abracadabra, the meaning of it. What is it? Aramaic?
Yeah. So and there is debate about it. As with anything historical, it's said that abracadabra is ancient Aramaic for "with my word, I create."
Sick.
And a spell is a word or combination of words thought to hold great power. So every time we speak, we're casting spells. It's up to you whether you want to use white magic or black magic.
Love it.
I don't know if Sean just felt like that was a mic drop moment or if he got really scared. Which was it? He's scared. He's happy that you're on the other side of a computer screen and not on the other side of that glass.
Well, you remember The Grudge. I don't think screens really matter.
Was it The Grudge or The Ring?
Both? I don't know.
I think it was The Ring.
Okay.
When she climbs out of the computer or the TV?
The Ring.
I don't know.
Ring.
It's the ring.
The Ring.
The Ring. Chase said it was The Ring, so
No, I believe him.
sold.
I got the big arms.
That's right. There you go. Can you walk people through what you would explain your process is at Arden? So people, the reason I want you to do this is I just got off of a call with a gym owner who's interested in working with us, and one of the things that I told them was most important is that they're able to describe to people what they do that is different. You can't just say we have better coaching, and you want to avoid saying that gym, they're not good. We're better than them. And the way you do that is by describing what you do very well in a way that people can understand. I think I want that. Can you describe what people will expect when they join a gym at Arden?
A 100% customized program from a coach that has bought into their success, executed in a extremely small group environment, to truly get a personal training feel without paying $100 per session.
And what about the 3-phase process?
Yeah, the Ardent Blueprint includes Keystone, Build, and Thrive. The Keystone sessions are, this all happens after your intro consult once you've signed on as a member. Keystone is when you go through your movement assessment, your strength, balance, and to say that to someone as in where they don't understand what the movement is, that we're going to get a feel for their body and how they move and make sure that we can correctly take care of them. In Blueprint, we start to take care of them, or in Build, we start to take care of them. We take what we learned in Keystone and we apply it to movement patterns that are correct for them, and we'll take them to their goals safely and effectively. Thrive is when we get into our group environment. Thrive is our group class. It's where you get customized programming delivered to you from your coach and you execute it in a group environment, still getting to throw down with your friends.
I love it. I think that you're one of the rare gym owners who is ready to even add a 4th phase, which is thinking about creating a mentorship system whereby a long-standing member is the buddy or the mentor of a new incoming member. Just a thought. We can let that dance around for a while, but it gives people the opportunity to ascend fitness in your gym and start to get into interpersonal leadership. And I think that you have the skills to teach that.
There's like 8 hamsters on the wheel right now running with that one.
Yeah. Don't tell your wife that I gave you something new to think about.
That's a very
Oh, I
crowded
think she's
episode.
watching. So
Oh, perfect. Well, I remember when you signed up, she was there and she was like, "You just better do it."
because as you pointed out, I am an enthusiast of seeking coaching. You know, so yeah, and I will say this: it was one that from the beginning she was more bought in than anything else up until that point.
Interesting. Why do you think that was?
One, your hair. Two, and it was the help first mentality, so to speak. It was, you got on a call with us and made sure we were a good fit, as opposed to, here's what our program is, here's how much it costs, how can I get your credit card number?
Right. Well, I'm glad to hear that. Full disclosure, I don't remember her name. I haven't talked to her since that first call, but I appreciate her.
Yeah, her name's Sarah.
Sarah, thank you. Anything you want to ask, Chase?
No, that was great.
Anything you want to add, Chase?
Anything I want to add? If you're on the fence about ProPath, we hit a gross revenue PR and helped more members in the pre-course. It'll pay for itself. It's a big number and it brings bigger success.
I wasn't expecting the endorsement, and I'll take
say
it.
that?
No, I didn't. We didn't have this conversation before.
I have to PayPal him now.
Oh, Sean told me. All right. Chase, I appreciate you coming on and dropping some value for us. I'm looking forward to, what is the name of remind me the name of your podcast, because people should be able to find it here.
Primal Pathway Show.
The Primal Pathway Show. Did we get that on the schedule yet?
That email's going out right after I hop off here.
So that was the reminder you needed, is what you're saying.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I do have a question.
Oh, great.
Chase, I know that there were a lot of Algonquins in New York. Did they go that far west?
Oh,
Wait, how so? What do you mean, Algonquin?
You're in Illinois, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So you live in a town called Algonquin.
Yes.
I imagine that's named after the tribe of Native Americans.
Yeah, and interestingly enough, that was they used like a headdress on the village trucks up until 6 years ago when they had to switch that. I believe so. There's some debate as to whether or not there was actually a tribe here. And if there wasn't, I'm not sure why the town was named that.
I'll Google it.
there were Algonquins in Long Beach, right? At least one.
Not anymore.
No, there was at least one.
I'll let you know what I find.
Well, yeah. And make sure to ask Larry about the one Algonquin that lived in Long Beach. What was it, like 10 years ago?
I don't know.
Yeah, ask him. All right. Thank you, Chase.
See you out there.
Appreciate you guys.
All
He
right.
said bye to Chase. We're on you guys.
So what we're going to do now is we're going to take you on a...
Pieces out. You guys look super fancy, but you don't need those anymore.
Sean said we can take these out, which is outstanding. I don't want to wear them anymore. Give me yours. Oh, come on, man.
It was like that before I got it.
There was so much stuff in those.
Okay.
There was
Like,
not.
before I got
There
it.
was
There
so
was.
much.
There
Really?
was. Yes.
Yeah.
How'd you get it out?
I
Lit a candle. You could make a candle.
blew on it. I was
of you and
scratching
your
it.
ex.
I will rub these with alcohol when I get home. Will that ruin them? Great. Anyway, any questions that you have, please feel free to drop them onto YouTube. I tangled the words.
What were those words?
Tangled the words. I said, please feel free to put them on YouTube. This guy, constantly criticizing. We started late. Okay, I'm a little rattled.
start late?
I'm rattled because we didn't start on time because you.
This question.
first
Well,
5 minutes of the
what are we
live
gonna do from now?
I'm casting blame on somebody else. I don't want to take any ownership.
Got it.
Okay. Anyway, what we're going to do now is we are going to take you into the gym. And we're going to show you how you could start to run classes that start to look more like Chase's class without having to flip your model upside down, change your pricing, or anything like that today. And Rob Stark wants to know if we can bring Chase back on. Yeah, we'll bring Chase back on in the future as long as Chase will allow us to bring Chase back on. All right, so let's head into the gym. You're gonna follow us. How's this gonna work?
You're gonna go set yourself up over by that camera.
Larry's gonna set himself up. Sean's gonna push the button.
Yeah, cool. And we're switching in
And-
3, 2.
I'm coming. All right. Whoo. Let's get it. Yeah, right. Okay. Are you coming to handle this camera? Or?
No.
I mean, I can't see where I am, so. Well,
Does he criticize himself too, or only other people?
I think just other people.
You could do a proper intro now.
Proper intro? All right, perfect. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to emulate what it would be like in a class environment. I'm the coach, Larry is the member, and we're going to walk you through how you can start to stratify your members to do squats or step-ups based on what their strength assessment would show, even if you haven't strength assessed anybody in your gym ever. We're going to figure that out right now. So we're going to mimic it. We're not going to do the super contrived fake class. What are you writing on the board?
I'm just changing the typo that I had.
Oh, you typo. Got it. All right. Got it. So what we're going to do is I want to direct you to the whiteboard. And what you'll see here is if you're starting a class today, you have plenty of time to do a 10-minute, a 10-minute, and a 20-minute workout. That leaves you 20 minutes for warm-up and explanation, all that kind of stuff. So what we would do is we would let the entire gym know we're going to start off by finding a 10-rep max back squat to get the day going. So all we're going to do is head on out to your weights, warm up, yada, yada, yada. You have 10 minutes to achieve a 10-rep max back squat. Let's take a look at how Larry's doing it. Let's put that weight on the bar, Larry. It's sliding off.
You allow your gym to be run like this?
Yes.
No clips on?
For today's purposes, yes. You don't need to clip it.
Okay, so what do I do now?
I would like you to squat the way. We're not talking about how to coach the squat, all right? So I'm walking around the room, making sure everybody's technique looks good, and awesome. So Larry, that's your 10th rep, right? That's a 10-rep max. What'd you get on that?
It was 95, 85.
85 pounds, awesome. So Larry maxes out at 85 pounds. I might come and write that on the whiteboard. So I might not also, by the way, but that's gonna be your own prerogative in your own gym. We have Larry, 85 pounds on the squat. Now what we're going to do, because Ray Gorman, who is our director of operations and our former director of one-on-one staff, told us to do 45% of our back squat for a front rack step up test. So effectively what we're going to do is have Larry take right around 40 pounds. Okay, and we're going to have him do as many step-ups as he possibly can at a box that is slightly above his knee height. So let's turn around and take a look at Larry. He's already got himself set up. Let's just pretend we have 5-pound change plates and we threw them on the end of this bar. The box that he's going to use should be above his kneecap height. The idea is that when he's at the top of the range of motion, just put your foot on the box for me, please. It emulates the same depth as his hips get to in the bottom of a squat. Okay, so show me the other side so you can get from... Right, so when Larry is squatting, this is about the depth he's going to get on his squat. We can put a marble here, it will roll downhill. Now what he's going to do from here is as many step-ups as he can do on each leg consistently. So the up and the down are both going to be performed with the same leg, the concentric and the eccentric. And it looks like Larry failed there at number 3. Okay, take a break, put the barbell back on the rack. He's got 10 minutes here. And it's not going to be that heavy of a weight because we're working with 10 rep max and then we're going to a single leg. Other side now. Great. Larry goes. What is that rep number? 8?
This is 8.
8. Awesome. And is that what, 14?
Yeah.
All right, so 14 reps. We would advise not dropping the bar from the top of a box. But so you got 14 reps on the left and 3 reps on the right.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to come over here. We're going to go to our step up. Left, right, 14, 3. Great. What we now know about Larry and everybody else in our class, because they all just did this, is that Larry's ability to back squat is not consistent with his ability to do step-ups. He should have been able to do 10 reps on his left leg with the appropriate weight and 10 reps on his right leg with the appropriate weight. We would have been okay with anywhere from 8 to 12, but ideally 9 to 11. When we see 14 and 3, we know that there's a real problem here. Both his left leg and his right leg are not aligned, and neither leg is aligned with his squat. So now let's pretend that for the next 8 weeks, you're doing a squatting cycle in your gym. I'm not saying I recommend you do a squatting cycle in your gym for 8 weeks. I'm saying I know you might be doing that. So if you're going to do a squat cycle in the gym for the next 8 weeks, what happens now is you say, we're doing 80% of the 10 rep max that you hit on the first day of back squats. Well, what we would have you do, if you're properly aligned, is squat on that day. So maybe 8 out of 14 people in your class are going to do their squats. The 6 out of 14 people who scored more than 20% different from side to side, or a 15% deviation or more from legs unilaterally to legs bilaterally, are instead going to do step-ups. So now Larry would take 80% of the weight that he was able to get a 10 rep max with. Turns out Larry didn't get a 10 rep max. So he's going to work off of the 3 here and do step-ups every single time he comes to class. We're going to continue doing this for 8 weeks, and ultimately we are going to get Larry's legs more aligned, which theoretically, and we've seen it over and over again, is going to increase his ability to squat as well. Is there anything you'd like to add to that I left out that you think would be valuable? It was clear? Are there any questions? Can you go see if there's any questions popping up on the live stream that we can answer to that?
What are some common faults of the front rack step up?
So Sean asked, what are some common faults of the front rack step up? That's a good question. One of the common faults of a front rack step up, what's that?
You should have him demonstrate them.
Oh, I'll have him demonstrate them. Any questions coming up, Larry?
When is Annie Miller coming on?
Annie Miller, we are going to get rescheduled. She's in Mexico right now, and we got to sort out some Wi-Fi issues.
Next question from Ian Arsvold. WWE cage match, Sean's hair versus Larry's beard, who wins?
My hair. That's a no-brainer.
That's that one.
Huh? Oh, the second question was WWE cage match. What wins, my hair or Larry's beard? Considering that my hair is consistent and Larry's beard is wildly inconsistent, my hair wins.
Maybe we show some problems with the front rack step up now.
Let's do that. Let's go to the front rack step up. So Larry, come on, bring it in. So we're going to show some flaws that you might see in the front rack step up that we want you to be able to correct in your gym. The first one, go ahead and pick that weight up for me, please. Big push off with the back leg. So cheating. Dip and drive. We want to avoid that. Another common flaw. As we get about halfway up, we put the foot on the box and use it to stand up, and we start counting those as reps. Those are not reps. Another common flaw. We step up, nice and go ahead, step on up, and then we just plummet ourselves back down, no tempo whatsoever. Another common flaw, we end up doing a front rack good morning with a step up. We see this a lot, especially in higher level athletes who are comfortable with that weight in the front rack position. That's good, you can put the weight down. So these are some of the flaws you're gonna wanna watch for because they're gonna skew the kind of results that you're getting.
Can you do a goblet?
A goblet, yes. So Sean asked, can we do a goblet squat? So let's say, for example, somebody's 10 rep max back squat is only about 35, 40 pounds. We most certainly can do a goblet squat either with a dumbbell, go ahead on up, or we can do it with a kettlebell. You don't need to show it. The reason, by the way, that we do front rack step-ups instead of back rack step-ups, even though we did back squats, is because it's a safer way to dump the weight should we need to. As you can see, go ahead and Larry, show him what a back rack step-up would look like. If Larry gets to the top or the middle of a back rack step-up, just show me a labored step-up. If he needs to dump that, where is it gonna go? He's in a world of trouble. Now, if he's got a front rack, and he's, come on back down, give me a labored one, and he needs to dump it, he can either throw it forward of the box or he can step off of the box and drop it. The idea is to avoid dropping it on the box. At the end of the day, we're much more concerned with your safety than that of the barbell or that of the box. Very rarely do we see people dropping bars on the box. I think once over the span of the last 8 years.
Talk to me about someone that can't get a single step up at the height.
What do we do for somebody who cannot get a single step up at the appropriate height? We practice step-ups at a lower height, and we provide them with assistance at a higher height. So for example, something that we might do would be, we don't have the appropriate setup here right now with a band and a rig. No, you can do that. So we're gonna start with a lower squat, what that would look like. Just go ahead and step up onto a lower box. Great. So this might be one way that we would do it. Another way that we might do it would be a Bulgarian split squat. You don't need the weight, just show them what a split squat would look like, Larry. This will allow single leg and the depth that we're looking for all the way down without the stretch. Good. Good. So this will give us more depth. The other thing that we can do is, perhaps as a client who can't get to the full step-up height, one-on-one sessions would be a great way to help this person because I can now bring Larry up and provide him with some support to do his step-ups. If we're going to do it in class, I would hold your hand all the way down as well. If we're going to do it in class, there's always the option of anchoring a band to a higher object to reduce load as the client lifts, or setting the box up next to a post that they can hold on to as they step up. The thing to be careful about there is make sure that they are not under bars that they're going to bang their head on as they stand up. Okay. I think that was a pretty good demonstration of how they can start to, watch out for that box. I think that was a pretty good demonstration of how they can start to incorporate testing and unilateral work in a typically bilateral environment.
Yeah, everyone can get in. Everyone can get the same outcome that they're looking for, and there are two different pathways to get there.
Yeah, and look, here's the thing. I would be lying and even exaggerating if I said that I don't want every single gym to want to work with us. We want all of you to want to work with us. And then we want to be able to talk to you about who should, who shouldn't, how, what will it mean for your gym. We understand that not all of you are going to want to do that. So this is a great way for you to start to incorporate better testing, better specifications, without having to become an individual design gym, which we don't teach people to do, without becoming a personal training gym, which we don't teach people to do, and without starting to offer specialized program design for group membership, which we are exceptional at. Anything to add to that?
No, I mean, look, it's an easy way to just try this and find out what happens. How many members do you need to say, I really like the way you guys approach this. I feel so much better than I ever have these past 8 weeks. For you to say, oh, there's a better way for us to do things.
Let's bring it over to the desk. And I want to talk about a gym that we did this with in Northern Virginia called PR Star CrossFit. At least that was their name at the time. I'm not sure if they've kept that. We have not continued working with them since then because they did a great job and weren't really in need of much help. So I see some questions coming through here. I want to answer them first. Georgia asks, she'd like to know Sean's question. I don't know what you mean by that. Georgia, what do you mean by you'd like to know my question? If you can elaborate, I'd be happy to answer it.
I think she's spelling Sean, me Sean.
Got it. She wants to know your question. Yeah. We answered that. Never mind. Thank you. Great. Ian, I've used suitcase position for athletes who have pain, discomfort, and front rack position. Any better suggestions? So what Ian is suggesting is he's had members do this holding a weight in a single hand or in both hands. I like the goblet better than that for the simple reason, Ian, that now you're not worrying about clanging the weights into the box, any momentum issues, banging them against your legs, or grip strength being a limiting factor.
If weight becomes a limiting factor for that, and it's at the point where they can't hold a 100-pound weight steadily and they need to get higher, then I would put it in the suitcase with less than 100% of what they need that could total to more than what the dumbbell can currently give them.
Yeah, or raise the number of reps.
Mm-hmm. A million ways that you can create variables around that.
Yeah, because we're not worried about the actual front rack, meaning the technique of it, another great way to load the front rack is with straps. So weightlifting straps, put them around the bar, pull them into a slip knot, and now you're holding the strap from here and pushing the straps back towards the back of your neck. You don't need the flexibility in your wrist, the flexibility in your elbows, the flexibility in your shoulders. You can hold the straps all the way up over here and still get the same desired effect.
Yeah.
So I hope that answers your question, Ian. If you could just comment and let me know, make sure that it does, that would be really helpful. So CrossFit PR Stars in Northern Virginia, and after we did a seminar with their staff, they hosted a workshop where they assessed all of their members. And then they did a class where they broke it down exactly the way that we just did for you. And then they put them on a squat program for, I believe it was 8 weeks. It could have been 10, and I don't want to be wrong, so I'm not going to tell you for sure. Long story short, at the end of that program, the group of people who stratified into single leg step-ups as compared to the group of people who stratified into squats increased their squat PR by 3 times the percentage. So the average person who was put on the single leg step-up program increased their squat PR by about 9% in that time. And the group who were able to continue squatting increased by about 3%. Something to think about if you're concerned that members are going to say, I just want a big squat. Maybe this is how they need to get it. So what I'd like to do now is open up the floor for you to ask any questions that you may have left. We are happy to answer all of them right here in real time. Make suggestions for guests who you'd like to see on. While you're doing that, I want to remind you, please subscribe to the YouTube channel. Click the subscribe button so you can make sure you get the alerts about these each week as we continue to do them. If you are interested in working with us and you're looking for our help to do that, you can find me at Dr. Sean Pastuch on Instagram. You can find Larry at Larry_the_human on Instagram. You can also go to at Active Life Professional on Instagram. All of those are going to be the best conduits for coaches and gym owners who want continuing education to find us and work with us, or at least to find out if you're a fit. For those of you who are looking for one-on-one coaching, head to Active Life RX on Instagram. That is Active Life RX, like X-ray, on Instagram. And we'll be able to support you there and find out if we can help you as well. There's no charge to finding out if you're a fit.
We got any seminars coming up?
We have a seminar coming up. What is it, May 8th and 9th? No, it is May 13th and 14th. I know that because May 13th, I will be speaking at an event put on by Active Alliance in Philadelphia at, I'm a big deal.
At what? Active Alliance in Philadelphia?
In my own mind. Oh, at Newtown Athletic Club. Speaking to gym owners, commercial gym owners, about the value of building culture for the gym through personal training, in the personal training department. I'm very excited about it.
Yeah, that's cool.
So I won't be here for the seminar, and that's what I'm describing. I'm never here for the seminar in terms of adding value, by the way. So it's not like you're missing anything.
Sometimes you're a dummy.
Sometimes I get to come in as an actor, but that's on day 2, right?
Yeah, day 2.
I'll likely be back for that.
Oh, good.
It's gonna be great for everyone to get to see you reach for your toes.
So Lindsay Jorgensen says, I know it's Lindsay Jorgensen because she said, Dr. Sean, you asked me for my address like 2 weeks ago. Nothing has shown up in the mail. What's with that?
He found you on YouTube.
Yeah, Lindsay. First thing I want to say, Lindsay, is what makes you think I was going to send you something? I wasn't just curious what your address was. I do have something that I'm going to be sending your way.
Creepy.
I'm just not very good with follow through. I should probably just.
Haven't listened to the podcast. Won't even know the story about how Larry handles that.
We should probably just ask Sheila to handle all of this, or Nikki. But the problem, Sheila's here, where all the stuff is.
True. The people who want to receive the thing could also hire someone to pick it up from us.
That's true.
Do the mailing.
Yes.
And then get the thing that they're looking for.
Long story short, Lindsay, this is on you. What?
She's getting feisty in the comments.
Is she?
I'm so happy that
Yes.
Yeah.
This is a great format.
This is a good format. And
Lindsay can throw heat too. So
yeah. Lindsay, I promise it's coming. It's coming. All right. Anything else we should add?
I got nothing.
Sounds like every day.
You're welcome, folks.
You loved it. You loved it too.
I'm glad you were able to hit a lob.
Turn pro.